Okay then, so here we are again, back in Mittenran, the Empire of the Grey Knights. This is Coltran, um, not visible on the map, that is part of the stream below, not yet anyway. Didn't see the point in I don't add things that are only partially built, they go on there once it's all done. So as you can see, I don't think this was completely finished in the previous stream 3 days ago. So this quadrithedra, as I've dubbed it, is now complete, structurally speaking. There's no internal work, never is. This is supposed to be a library. I would ordinarily include books, bookshelves. Not too difficult to add, and a minimal amount of fuss and thought involved, but haven't actually done that yet. Trying to find my way out of my own building, and that's missing staircase. There you go. Okay, so yeah, so this is all done, obviously. Laid out this, more or less just a structure that follows the flow of the landscape. It may be mining facility based and be connected to this rather impressive set of tunnels. Haven't been too far around them yet myself, but as you can see, when tunnel systems just cut into each other like this, just over and over again, I like to refer to them as warrens. You know, as in a rabbit warren. It's just you know, just going all over the place down here. So yeah. Anyway, though, I want to draw some connection between that and this. It's entirely possible that at some later date I will come back in survival mode, use whatever I build here, and explore whatever is down there. So, you know, that's kind of my thinking. But after laying out the floor plan, or the general idea of where I might want a building, I moved on to this structure, which is market, basically. These are all stalls for various people to set up their shops in. Perhaps a little more too close to the docks, a little more than I wanted it to be, but still. I didn't leave myself enough room for, excuse me 1 second, I didn't leave enough room for my warehouses. So, yeah, I mean, okay, I've got one fairly big structure in here. It's a fairly decent sized warehouse with an upper floor. But what I actually also did was included this upper level here, which I think is also meant to be storage space. It's obviously not a realistic concern, such things are meaningless in the actual Minecraft world, but in terms of building a functioning, pseudo-functioning empire, kind of a necessity, I suppose. So, obviously this is the older building from a month or 2 months, maybe even before Christmas, I don't remember anymore. I got some work I need to do here. There's obviously, I'm looking at building the big structures, big places, and they take up a lot of the room, put them down first, make sure they don't get in each other's way apart from anything else, and then once I've done that, I will build smaller houses to fill in the gaps, and flesh this place out into a proper town-like structure. At the moment, I'm working on this. Whoops. So, yeah, this is really just a fort, I suppose. Put in another little bit of a dock area. But, I just realised the last thing I was supposed to be doing was putting in the arching underneath for the bridge, and at some point I just stopped and started working on a fort instead. I don't think I even realised I'd done it. Pretty simple basic stuff. At this point, I've been building for 4 years. I've explored just about every possible combination you can get, from slabs and staircases for creating archways underneath bridges. So, anyway, yeah, my... excuse me. So, shortly I will carry on actually working on the fort. That will be finished. I don't think I'm going to go up another floor. I think I'm going to put in a flat roof, stairwell access here, and then just level it off. That will be it there. There will be no more to it. Ordinarily, yeah, I might go up another floor. Perhaps do it in wood, but I feel like it's just a waste of space. I don't need it. The building does not need an extra level. I mean, I've called it a fort. I think a lot of these rooms are like barrack buildings. There's obviously plenty of room for people to stand on a pseudo rampart. This is obviously all open, giving a wide view of the entire bay. It's unlikely anything would come from this direction because this actually leads into an even tighter space. Everything across this way is the wilder way. This is the wild way, or it's Wilcott shear. Wilcott shear within the wild way. Jesus, that was a tongue twister. Wow. So yeah, Wilcott shear within the wild way. And then, yeah, Wild Away. Wild Away is outside of the Empire. Here, there's this whole body of water that goes all the way up north to the northwest, splitting the two areas in half. And the bit that's connected by land is actually cut off with a wall, which I've showcased in another video. There's actually, in below the stream, there is a YouTube video link that now contains a playlist showing off all of the west part of the Empire, including the wall I just mentioned. And then there is a second playlist for Mittenraum that is basically reviews of work in progress. Like now I'm talking at the beginning of the video, giving details about where I'm going and what I'm doing. Those get cut off and posted to YouTube when I'm done editing the video. So a lot of the building work itself is not kept. But yeah, so I want to progress with that. I've got, let's see, well, there's a north and a south to the Empire as well. The north is fairly well developed, the south a little less so. Although the south city, the actual city, is huge compared to even the other buildings. It takes up a lot of space. I actually label it as a metropolis, and I just keep spilling over into newer and newer pieces of territory. So yeah, that's down there. The outside of that, there's supposed to be an Eastern Empire. The original, like the beginnings of this whole project starts in the east. I built a sort of cathedral-esque / Greek temple style building, and then put up a bunch of ruins around it, and then created this small little mini adventure for some friends of mine to play through. Mostly just exploring the building, rather than having any real gameplay to it. So sort of a glorified maze, in a way. Now, I did some more work there trying to expand that environment, but eventually I roamed off westward and put down the foundation building for the western part of the Empire. And over time, you know, I've gone from, you know, laying down that to setting out a central city, the north and the south, and just the sheer amount of work involved from all of that, the Eastern Empire has kind of just been left behind. I would like to go back. I've got an idea. I mean, the Eastern Empire is actually in ruins. It got rebuilt though, and I want to go back and kind of build the rebuilding of it, which takes place in there's like an island just to the northwest a large island to the northwest of where the original city is. And I'm going to use that to build a new island state called Edoran. But there's well, I was going to say there's nothing there. There's actually a tall tower, a very simple one of the oldest ones I've done. That will be incorporated into the new Edoran Empire, but outside of that, there's nothing out there. I haven't even been back to look, because it's entirely possible when I do go back to look, I will have misremembered the space that I've got to work with, which wouldn't be surprising. I have this odd thing of spaces in my memory have a very dreamlike quality for me. I do this all the time with builds. It's like, if I was to go away from here and start thinking about what I was going to build, say, tomorrow, and try to picture this space, I would misremember it. It would be, some places would be smaller than they actually are, other places would be wider. And it's, I described it as a dream state, right? It's like in a dream where things don't look the way that they are, but they seem all perfectly normal at the time. So yeah, it's kind of odd. But yeah, there's every possibility when I go back to the island that I want to use, I'll discover that it's actually not suitable. Don't know what I'll do if that's the case, but you know, it's entirely possible that will happen at some point. I'm still focused on the western part of the empire. Even what I'm doing here, this the Coltran city, it's possible to add in another building west of here. There's also some exposed stonework just over there that I want to put some stuff on. But with all that done, there's actually some villages, naturally occurring villages, quite far afield in the west that I wouldn't mind dressing up. So it's like the western part of the empire just has a huge amount of work that could be done to it. And it's preventing me from taking the time to go back somewhere else and kind of flesh out the basics, the fundamentals of the empire, instead of focusing on the finer details like I am now. I've tried to a degree to build the empire piece by piece, like as if it would have been created in a way. But yeah, there's going to come a time I'm going to have to go out east, because it seems kind of silly that this empire divided into the northeast, south, and west only has 3 of them, and after 4 years. Just something needs to be done about that before I go too far. So maybe I should probably try and make myself, not a good way to put it, but I may have to make myself just go, look, I can't go to the Western Empire further west. I need to go back east and start there. But there you go. That's me commenting on my state of my empire at the moment. I'll go quiet for a little bit and continue putting up this and move on.